Manchester United won, Rayo Vallecano won as the curtain comes down on Manchester United's pre-season games. And now's the time to analyse, isn't it? Now's the time to look at, are we ready for the season? How's the squad shaping up? Yes, there's still time in the transfer window, but when you finish your pre-season and you're ready for the season coming, this is where you want to talk about what the squad looks like. The game today, well, I'll talk about the game in a little bit more detail, but the game today was fairly boring. It was. We just couldn't get that consistency there. There were some bright spots and some bright moments. Actually, let's do the game now, and then we'll talk about contextually the whole team and where we're at going into the season. I liked Garnacho. Let's start there. I thought he was bright. I thought he was energetic. I thought anytime he touched the ball, I felt like something was going to happen. Anytime he got on the ball, I feel like the opposite defender felt like something was going to happen, and he was the one who was kind of the most likely to make something happen. And you know what, going forward, it's like we are severely lacking squad depth, and it is one game against Rayo Vallecano at home. He's been hotly tipped, especially off the back of the season he had last year with the youth squad, and you don't want to put too much pressure on him, but I just look at it and think, at a time where we're not sure if we're even going to get one more attacker, let alone a couple, don't know what's going to happen with Ronaldo, could Garnacho be the one to just stay in amongst the first team and almost kind of be the Elanga of last season, where the emergence came through? You know, there was people saying he's better than Elanga and he should be only behind Rashford and that's it. I agreed that he played really well. I agreed that I like him. I agreed that I want him around the first team next season. But with a lot of other players who have come through from the youth ranks, you look at what Chong was doing today, I look at Hannibal, I look at Shola, Zidane's done okay. He's done really well, to be fair, actually, this tour. The jump up in class is massive. Ethan Laird done really well today as well. The jump up in class is big, and I suppose you don't really know until you give him a try, but I don't think we can have, you know, class of 92 vibes of just pushing forward 4 or 5 kids and saying you're going to be in the squad. There has to be a select through a few. And Garnacho, from what I saw today, he looks ready. And actually, it's a shame that he didn't get to play on the pre-season tour. I know there was a few reports that rumours that maybe he was late a couple of times and maybe couldn't play. I don't know if it was an injury, but I do remember seeing some rumours, can't confirm it. But it was a shame he didn't get to play on the tour, because if he did, I think we'll be even more certain about that decision. But definitely I would like to keep him around the squad. Ethan Laird, you know what, there were some moments where, you know, he's a little bit rusty and stuff like that, but he's physical. I like it. He's willing to go on the overlap. He sensed danger quite a bit as well. They were trying to go down his side quite a lot. He was getting some help from Varane, which is needed, experienced defender. But Ethan Laird was okay as well. But he looks like he's going to go to Watford, and actually, that actually could be the best thing for him as well, because he's at a stage where he needs to play. I know he spent some time at Bournemouth. I know he's been at MK Dons. He needs just a solid whole season of playing, especially in the champ as well. And I've seen a few Man United fans sort of, you know, trying to diss Watford, saying that, oh, that's going to be a poor move for him. At the end of the day, Watford are going through a rebuild and going in a new direction with a younger manager, and trying to change things themselves. It actually could be a perfect move. So I don't think we should be too disrespectful there. And it's less about the longevity of the club he's going to go to, but the year that he's going to have now, because I think, you know, they're a family club. They embrace their youth as well. I think it'll be a perfect move for him. So good to see him out there as well. Martinez, I like him. Today he didn't have loads to do, but everything he did do was just polished. I just had that sense of calmness around him. Faz said it in his fan view that, you know, Martinez will bring calmness, and I agree. It was like, I'm not gonna lie, when I saw him walk out, I was like, shit. I know I saw him play against Heerenveen, Ajax's last home game when they won the league in May. He's a bit smaller than I remember. I don't know if it's the stadium just making him look a bit smaller. He was smaller than I remember, but again, we know. We don't buy into that. He's too small to play for us, etc., etc. He's not going to work because he's too small. He just looked really, really composed on the ball. He's quick. He's aggressive. He stopped things happening before they materialised, which sometimes that doesn't always get recognised. Sometimes that goes unnoticed when people do that, when they basically put the fire out before it's even started, kind of thing. And that's what I think he was good at today. Rafael Varane's a weird one, because it's like, I look at him and I think, right, you know what? I had such high expectations. It's like, he's actually 4th choice, and it's like, how has that happened? How has that happened? And was he good today? I thought he was okay. Yeah, I think KG was kind of going in on him a little bit. I thought he was just okay. The bits where the distribution wasn't really distributing, again, that team that he was playing with was quite disjointed in terms of trying to build from the back and having that Ten Hag feel to it. So that's maybe a little bit too over analytical on him there, but I think overall he had a comfortable game. Chong, I just look at and it's like, we're no close. Chong's no closer to me to making it into the first team than he was in 2019, which is a shame. You know, he's here. That's the last time I had a proper good look at him. Been on a few loans since then. And he's just not at it, is he? He had a poor game today, got into some really good positions, but just didn't look quite right. Donny and Eriksen, well, I'll get to Eriksen in a sec. Donny, it's like, I don't know, man. We know he can play to a decent level because we've seen him when the team was well-oiled under Erik ten Hag in that Ajax season, and we know he can play to a level. But just here at Man United, I find it really difficult to assess him for many reasons. One, because we don't see him long enough. But two, when he does play, he kind of just has mediocre performances or okay performances. Not awful, not trash, but never excelling in terms of that's why he must play. And I think he gets another shot out of default because he was on loan last year, got injured, didn't work out. But the manager's going to have a big say on it. I think because he's played under that manager, I think that's why we got to give him another chance, because we haven't got to see it. But this definitely it this season for Donny. If he can't get in the team, if he can't battle his way through. I mean, Donny has been speaking in pre-season saying, this manager, if you don't play good, you won't play. So if Donny doesn't play under the guy who brought him through and had some good times under, if he doesn't play under him, then in Donny's own admission, that means he's not playing well enough. Over the likes of Fred, over the likes of McTominay, over the likes of Eriksen, over the likes of Bruno. It means he's not playing well enough. So at least we've got a fair manager who ain't just going to play his favourites. But Donny today, I just find it... Today he was okay. Again, it's just a bit meh. But there's sometimes in little bits of play, there's other little signs as well where you know there's a player in there. So you don't want to write him off. But I just find it really hard to judge him. You know, I really do. Overall, though, with Tor, do you know what? I'm going to think back to the first sort of 4 games, because the 4th game was when we slipped off in the second half against Villa. So the first 4.5 games, I was really impressed, man. I don't think we should forget that. It's going to take time. We can't think everything's going to be fixed quickly. But also, we have to celebrate some of the positives. And the positives is that front three of Martial, Rashford and Sancho. There's really positive signs with that. There's a willingness to play in the same way. There's a methodical way. There's build-up. You know, we're not just getting to the bylines and putting aimless crosses into the box. We are playing more patiently. And there are positive signs. But also, I think what we've seen on this tour is the other side of it, which we have to remember, that this team is not there yet. We need the squad depth. So, like I said in my last fan review, Ten Hag needs more. But also, the patience just needs to continue. It's been 5 games or 6 games altogether now, I think it's been. We can't expect miracles. And actually, going into the season, yeah, I think we'll be okay against Brighton. I think you know, the main team will show up. The place will be rocking. It's his first game. But over the course of the season, it's going to be some really, really difficult times. We have to be prepared for that. You know, we said it before we'd even started pre-season and got a taste. And I feel like the last couple of games, especially these last 2 games, because we've drawn here today, lost yesterday, it's just a little bit of a dampener. But we have to just remember where this team's coming from. And on the other flip side of that, we have to remember that these are still the same players, many of them. We've only got 3 new signings. So what I've learned from Tor is that Ten Hag definitely has brought some standards. He's brought some principles. He's brought a philosophy. Instantly, I can see that. I've also learned that there's a long way to go. We need the patience. Some players haven't been up to it. Some players have been up to it for a little bit and then tailed off because fitness and consistency of playing in this manner. And also, we need the depth. Like, we're 1 injury away as it stands from being absolutely screwed in the top end of the pitch. You look at McTominay and Fred, there's still issues there that we know just aren't going to evaporate into thin air. We need to address that situation. So those are the boring bits. And the Ronaldo situation, look, he got his fitness up today. He did okay. He looked okay. But he left at half-time. Everyone's kind of talking about that, saying, why did he do that? I haven't seen the full extent of it. I only know from what some people have been saying to me here that, oh, Flex, he thinks he's not part of it. He's left at half-time. Why has he done that? And I just think, like, maybe we're the idiots for expecting him to act any differently. I think if he's on the pitch in a red shirt, he's going to put it in. But whilst he's not on the pitch in a red shirt, i.e., he's not on the pitch anymore because he's a sub or he's injured or he's got time off to look for a move, he's going to just do what's best for him. That's just what we have to accept because he's Ronaldo. And that's a double-edged sword. Sometimes that's a positive, sometimes that's a negative. But having said all this, to finish off, I am looking forward to the new season. I know we're not ready yet and it's going to be tough. It's going to be nervy. It's going to be really, really difficult. I think at best, 5th, personally. If we can mount a challenge for top 4, that's good. they should be aiming for top 4. Ten Hag should be saying we want to be getting back in the Champions League, absolutely. But realistically, as fans, or me personally, I'm saying if we can go on a good trophy run, get a trophy, and push for top 4, I'm happy with that. Smash the like on the video, guys. Subscribe if you are new. Let me know your thoughts on the tour overall. I'm out of it. Peace.